morning friends, or evening as per the schedule. Greetings for the day. This is Siva Jagadish Kumar M, Assistant Professor, Vignan University. In the lecture series of garment dyeing, printing and embroidery, in today's class or in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the garment dyeing, the fundamentals. What is garment dyeing? Fabric selection, sewing thread selection, accessory selection, dye selection and the general garment dyeing machinery. These concepts require up to 3 classes. We are going to discuss these things in detail. So, what is garment dyeing? Garment dyeing is a process of dyeing fully fashioned garments such as pants, pullovers, t-shirts, jeans, sweaters, dresses, bathrobes, casual jackets, shirts, skirts, hosieries and sometimes even the evening gowns. Any of the garment can be dyed and that is referred as garment dyeing. Dyeing is a process where fixation of the coloring particles to the textile substrate will take place. So, dyeing can be at various stages. One is at the fiber stage or at the yarn stage or at the fabric stage or the last stage is the garment dyeing. Okay. These are the 4 stages where the dyeing of textile materials can be done. I repeat, either at the fiber stage or yarn stage or fabric stage or at the garment stage. So out of these things, which one is better? Of course, each technique is having its own advantage and disadvantages. Okay, like the fiber dyed trouser materials are known for good fastness properties compared with yarn dyed or fabric dyed. Okay, but what happens is the process time or the sequence is going to be much longer in case of fiber dyed. Okay, so with respect to the garment dyeing, which we are going to discuss, what happens? It occupies very much lesser time comparatively and it is having several advantages over the conventional method of manufacturing, that is either the yarn dyeing or what you call the fabric dyeing. Okay, the fabric dyeing is also called as piece dyeing. I hope in terms of the textile wet processing, many of the students have completely understood the yarn dyeing and fabric dyeing process. In continuation to that, this garment dyeing will be there. In this subject, apart from this garment dyeing, printing, embroidery, all will be covered. Okay. So, let us focus on to this today's topic, the garment dyeing. So, many of the garments which require various color shades and various designs, okay, and all these garments must be produced at minimalistic lead time. What is lead time? Lead time is the time between order given to order completion time. That is referred as lead time. So with respect to garment dyeing, lead time is one of the greatest advantage, whereas it occupies least lead time compared with fabric dyeing, yarn dyeing or the fiber dyeing. Okay. So generally, which will be done for the garment dyeing? Many of the garments made from the cotton knitted goods like t-shirts, okay, or sometimes cotton woven fabrics, means the garments which are made from the cotton and woven fabrics like shirts in case of dip dyeing and that, we will see all those things. And several other fabrics also will be used such as wool, nylon, silk, acrylic, polyester and other fibers also which are generally used can be made with garment dyeing. Okay. So of course the dyeing mechanism is similar. Okay, there will be a dye particle and the textile substrate and we will create the affinity between these two, or in case of a pigment dyeing what we will do, we will add some binder in such a way that both will be having certain affinity and it can be having a good fastness properties. The mechanism of dyeing is same, but only thing is that the textile substrate, the position of the textile substrate, instead of it is in the fiber form, the form of the textile substrate is changing and it is at the end of the supply chain. As the customization at the end of the supply chain, it reduces the lead time and it will give value addition to the manufacturer or the retailer or even the brands. Okay, that is one of the greatest advantage of the garment dyeing. So generally, many of the times the t-shirts are generally go for garment dyeing. Sometimes pullovers or weather jackets or any of the garment can be go with garment dyeing stage also. Okay. So the main advantage is that the cost savings and fashion trends. Garment dyeing is more popular because of these two things. One is cost savings, another one is receptacle to fashion trends. Okay. So when compared with a couple of decades before, there is a lot of improvement in terms of the popularity with respect to garment dyeing. Okay. So, and it is forecasted that even the garment dyeing techniques are the future. Okay. One of the example is like the t-shirt printer. Okay. You can print whatever you want on a t-shirt. As like a normal laser jet printer, you can arrange the t-shirt into a printer and you can print your photo or a landscape or whatever the coat you want. Okay. So nowadays that is also one of the example of garment dyeing, but not garment dyeing directly, it is an example of garment printing. Okay. Or a t-shirt printing. Computerized t-shirt printing. Okay. So that is also there commercially available now. So what is happening? The lead time should be as less as possible. Whatever I want it immediately. Okay. Even the Amazon or any of the big supply chain retailers, they will give for 1 day delivery, 2 day delivery. Okay. Even if it is located somewhere at Delhi and maybe I am located somewhere in Madlamudi also, guaranteed 2 day delivery. Okay. I generally go with that. Why? Because whatever I want it at the fastest pace. I cannot wait. People of this generation, obviously, they cannot wait. So, one of the example for this is the garment dyeing. Okay. So, one example if you consider, say one of the very high fashion brand like Zara. Z-A-R-A. Zara. So, Zara is having a throughput. The entire cycle from designing to the store collection is less than 2 months. Or as fast as possible, it is in between 3 weeks to 7 weeks. Okay. But whereas the very other buyers like Gap, Nike, Reebok or any of the general buyers, it will vary between 6 months to 18 months. The entire cycle from designing stage to the store stage. Okay. But in these today's situations and all, we may not afford, we cannot predict. Okay. We cannot predict the fashion in the coming seasons also. Okay. So obviously there is a separate wing that is called as fashion forecasting and all, but still the fast fashion, the one which very rapidly changes like fad. Okay. So in order to cater this segment, this garment dyeing is much more useful. And this is very much interesting topic and I hope every one of you will enjoy. Why? Because adding colors and finishes to the regular garments is such a fascinating subject, and I hope and wish happy learning. We will continue. So, the need of the garment dyeing is, traditionally garments are constructed from fabrics that are pre-dyed. that is referred as piece dye. And in case if you require actual stripes or shirts, checks in the fabrics, those are referred as yarn dyed fabrics. Okay. So that is the traditional way. The advantage of garment dyeing is, one is the cost effectiveness of mass producing identical garments of particular color. Even if you go for piece dyeing also, there may be a slight shade variation. From one place to another place, it might change from across buyer to buyer, location to location. Okay. So one is the cost effectiveness of mass producing identical garments of particular colors. As like there are few shades or tones which are very difficult to achieve a specific dye shade, and in order to obtain the evenness among them, it is highly difficult. Okay, by means of garment dyeing, it can be obtained. And then quick response to market. Okay, quick response to market. So whatever the shades which are going on at present in the market, the same only those shades you can replicate. You will be keep on sending the staple colors of the t-shirts. Okay, so based on the barcoding or thanks to the ERP technologies which are used by many of the retailers. So what happens? Once it is done, means once the sale is done, so entire database customers, maybe it is having 100 or 200 or 400 or even more than 1,000 franchises around in the country. So the entire data will be collected by the buyers. So these people will analyze which colors are going on, and accordingly only those colors can be produced. Okay, so that is one thing. There are quick response to the the barcoding or the demand in the market. Okay, then the garment dyeing is having the ability to supply wide range of colors to the retailers. Wide range of colors to the retailer, but only in the shades that are selling. Okay, so you can create any number of shades. There is no limitation at all in terms of the garment dyeing. So whichever is selling, you can make it. And then, so through this what happens? Whatever the surplus amounts are reduced discount sales at the inventory. You might be seeing at many of the malls or stores, end of season sale, 50% off, 75% off, 80% off. So what happens? What the brands will get? By selling at the cheapest prices or even at the losses. Why? Because they do not want to keep much inventory. Okay, if it is not sold in 1 year, they do not have any guarantee that it will be sold in the next 2 months. Okay, so that's why the end of season sale will come into the picture. So by implementing this garment dyeing, what happens? The inventory costs can be reduced and we can reduce the discount sales. Okay, that is one of the beautiful idea of the garment dyeing. And this is the best way to achieve the antique look or the casual way, not the formal, but the antique look or crushed look or casual look or relaxed look. Okay, so this look can be obtained very easily with respect to the garment dye. Okay, then it is having the ability to create special effects like tie and dye, pigment dye, or wash down effects. As like many of you will be using the denims, right? Denim will be having different sorts of designs and that. These washing down effects can be created with the garment dyeing. So in fact, the denim process, the denim dyeing and the washing effects and all entirely will be created in the garment dyeing. We are going to discuss in detail about the denim dyeing and washings in the unit 3. Okay. But of course, there are many advantages. Obviously, a drawback will be the risk associated with a single color, the lot of inventory with a single color or a plain color we need to maintain. Okay, that is one of the major drawback. Like all the goods which are in the raw stage, either in the grey stage or in the white stage, we need to maintain it. So that is one of the drawback we could say in terms of the drying. And of course, we will discuss the advantages and disadvantages right now. Okay. I hope we are in the same track to understand what is garment dyeing. Garment dyeing is a process of dyeing. Dyeing is fixation of color to the textile substrate. Okay. But whereas the textile substrate is in the form of garment, not in the form of fiber, loose, or in the form of yarn for used for checks and stripes, but not in the form of a fabric form. But once the garment is stitched or semi-stitched, then the dyeing will be carried out. Okay, that is referred as garment dyeing. So, some of the special considerations should be taken by the garment dyer is that very good communication between all parties are involved. Who are the parties involved? Like the retailer, the brand, and the manufacturer, and sometimes the designer. All the parties should be having very good communication. Okay. And the garment dyer will be requiring certain amount of preparation for this stock. These can be, we cannot as per the regular or conventional style in the same way, we cannot make complete the process and we cannot do it. It requires certain amount of preparation. Okay. And sometimes what happens, the dyeing will be done at an elevated temperatures, and these elevated temperatures may create additional shrinkage in the fabrics such that the fit may not be very good. Okay, whatever which is made for an XL will be maybe suitable for L. Okay, we need to consider that factor. So this shrinkage generally in case of wovens 5% and in case of knits 8%, we should consider extra. Okay, say the final dimension of a chest is 40 inches, so 5% we need to add. That means instead of 40, we need to make a garment for 42 inches. So that what happens after the dyeing process, it will become 42 inches to 40 inch by considering a 5% shrinkage in case of wovens. So this consideration we need to take place, and sometimes even some of the manufacturers they say that. So we are making one size extra. Obviously, our market utilization or the fabric consumption will be go higher. So we need to compensate that cost also. Obviously, we need to consider all those things. Then, so during this dyeing at an elevated temperature, the components like maybe a metal buttons in case of denims, or sometimes a zipper, a metallic zipper, and any of this thing should be having a non-ferrous. Okay, it should not be having any ferrous materials. Otherwise, it will start corrosion and whatever the coatings on the buttons may wear off. So the manufacturer need to consider this point very specifically. So the ferrous materials should be attached at the post-dyeing session. So that's why I mentioned either stitched or semi-stitched garment. Okay, semi-stitched means maybe sometimes only button attachment or zipper attachment may be kept pending. All other things will be done, and at the later or in the last stage, these material can be added. Then non-metal components that are not sensitive to dye chemistry or temperature at a boil are acceptable, like a polypropylene or any of the chap button. Okay, so if this button is added to the garment and if it is dyed, so what happens? The white button will become a slightly colored and it will be very ugly look. It may create a very ugly look. Okay, so we need to take additional care in terms of the various accessories which are going to be used in terms of the garments specifically meant for garment dyeing, like polyester zippers or buttons, etc. Should be either clear or pre-dyed, tie-dyed, splatter-dyed, and those kind of things. We need to take additional care. Okay. Similarly, whether pigment dye or wash down in a single process nickel plated brass zippers are acceptable. Okay, generally a ferrous or these things will not be used, but the zippers, the brass zippers are accepted. Why? Because they can withstand elevated temperatures. Okay. Then in case of if you are using a velcro also, either clear or pre-dyed. Say we want red color, only red color velcro can be used, or a clear means which is transparent in color, so that either it may absorb the color or it will be remain clear even after the dyeing. Then special polyamide buttons which are dyeable. Okay, some of the nylon buttons can be dyed along with the fabric also, but these are specific cases we need to see. And even the threads also must be having the same color. Say we want dye to match sewing threads. Okay, either at the side seams or at the yoke or at everywhere. Generally, we will be requiring a dye to match color. Dye to match colored sewing threads. Okay, it should be taken care properly. Okay, and sometimes core spun yarns which can be used. So the core is having spandex and the sheath is having cotton. Cotton will absorb the color and the spandex will not absorb the color. So it will create some unrequired look or a nasty look. So we need to take special care in all these things. Okay. So sometimes covered threads may be used tacking of sleeves and pant legs to prevent tangling. Say both pant legs are open, so that what will happen during the dyeing and all, so what happens, so much of tangling could be created in such a way that sometimes we cannot separate the garments. Okay, so these are some of the special considerations we need to take care in terms of the garment dyeing. The next category are, this garment dyeing can be made into little categories. Either whether the garment is fully fashioned garment dyeing carried out by major dryers and finishers, or cut and sewn garments covering woven and knitted fabrics. That means maybe a garment is there, entire garment is not garment dyed, only the front panels are dyed with one colors in order to create certain effect, or maybe only the pockets are maybe tie-dye or some other things. Okay, so this is the second category. And the third category is that the dyeing of 100% cotton goods for boutique trade, suitable for hand washing. Okay, that means it is custom made. Okay, we will see do it yourself, DIY shirts, or some of these things comes under this third category. Okay, like tie and dye or batik or some of the other techniques are also there. We will see in the next video. Then the fourth category is that washing, desizing, bleaching completed denim goods and leading to a stone wash, snow wash, over dyeing and highlighting effects. This involves a very extensive dyeing and finishing or washing effects. So that is the fourth category of garment dyeing. Okay. Why we need to understand this? So depending upon the category, the amount of work involved in this garment dyeing is going to change. So that is the reason we are discussing the categories of garment dyeing. Okay. So there are four types of dyeing, garment dyeing categories. One is fully fashioned garment dyeing carried out by major dyers and finishers. And second one is only some of the panels will be dyed. And the third one is it is do-it-yourself type, as like a boutique type and mainly for hand washing and that. And fourth one is very extensive denim washing and finishing. So now we will see the advantages and disadvantages of garment dyeing. First, let us note down the advantages of garment dyeing. Flexibility towards fast changing market trends. Whatever the trend is there, very easily we can adapt to that market trend. Quick response and quick turnaround. Quick responses and quick turnaround. Quick turnaround means whatever our investment, in a year how many times we can rotate it. If say the lead time is 1 year, so if you need to invest 1 lakh rupees, obviously we can rotate it only with one time. But if say the same lead time is only 1 month, so in a year we can rotate it by 12 times. if we consider a profit of 10%, in scenario A, we will get only 10,000 rupees. But whereas in scenario B, our investment is 1 lakh and we will be getting 1,20,000 rupees as profit. I hope you are understanding. Quick turnaround, quick response and quick turnaround. And then flexibility towards the die shades and finishes. We can use any type of die and we can create any type of die shade. Of course, there will be little issues with the color fastness and all. We will discuss in the disadvantages part. Okay, but the flexibility is there towards the shade and finish. Okay, even we can combine the dyeing and maybe antimicrobial finish or flame proof finish or water repellent finish or waterproofing finish. So the dyeing can be combined with the finishing. But whereas in the conventional method it is one of the difficult tasks. But in case of garment dyeing, which is an advantageous. Then flexibility of lot size. You can create as minimum like 2 garments or 2 lakh garments. Okay, the lot size is no par. Okay, the lot size is no par. But whereas in the conventional, either the fabric dyeing or in the yarn dyeing, so what happens, the minimum size will be there, at least 1500 pieces or 2000 pieces, something like that per color. Why? Because they need to dye and then they need to process and they need to process either in the jigger or whereas in the very other places. Okay, but in this case, the flexibility is there towards the lot size. Okay, then the flexibility of items to be dyed. Okay, suppose you need to dye what you call a red color. Okay, maybe you may combine 50 of tops and 50 of bottoms also. And similarly caps, gloves or any of the garments. Only dyeing process is similar. Why? Because in the dyeing mechanism we need to achieve to certain extent. So either it is a shirt or pant, if the fabric is and the dye, the combination is good enough. So what happens, we can combine different types of items also. Okay, we can combine shirts and trousers also together and then we may dye it. Okay, so some of the or many of the chinos pants are generally garment dyeing. I hope many of you are aware the chinos, okay, or the cotton trousers or the cotton denims. Okay, so these are generally garment dyeing nowadays. In order to create some of the antique or very bright finishes also can be obtained with respect to the garment dyeing. Okay, and comparatively the rejection percentage is very less in terms of the garment dyeing. Why? Because only at the end stage we are doing this customization. So obviously what happens, there are less chances for rejection. Whatever the raw material until the dyeing are common. Okay, if the shade is not okay or something, only that will be there. But whereas in the fabric dyeing or in the fiber dyeing, the shade is not changed, we cannot use it again. Okay, so what happens, comparatively less rejection percentages and obviously very low inventory. Okay, very low inventory. Inventory is nothing but the stock holding cost. Inventory is nothing but the stock holding cost. Okay, so the raw materials we need to hold in our premises, right? That is nothing but inventory. Okay, then obviously if the inventory is less, the capital investment also will be less, and we can create enormous types of fancy effects. These are the various advantages of the garment dyeing. But if you compare the disadvantages of the garment dyeing, one is it is labor intensive process and it requires thorough checking of every piece. Sometimes what happens, the dye may not penetrate into the deepest parts when the garment is dyed. So what happens, every garment needs to be checked thoroughly. Okay, so that is the reason sometimes even the seconds means not of good quality or the first quality. This seconds rate also is comparatively higher. Okay, and sometimes we cannot use the garment dyeing for formal appearance. Okay, only for casual or antique look and all you can use it. But certain appearances like classy looks and all may not be very good by means of this garment dyeing. And sometimes the repetition of the shades, okay, whatever the shade we have produced, the same shade obtaining may be little difficult with respect to the garment dyeing. But of course the same problem will be there with respect to the fabric dyeing also, but it is mandated. But here what happens is there may be a slight variation in terms of the shades. So the same different types of t-shirts, if you consider, the design may be look same, but slight variation in terms of the storefront. Okay, sometimes the customer may not accept it correctly, but it can be manageable. Okay. Then special care need to be taken in terms of the selection of various accessories and fittings which are going to be used in terms of the garment dyeing. And that is the reason it requires more material handling. Means you prepare or stitch the garment or semi-stitch it, then go for dyeing and again complete the garment assembly parts. Okay, so that's why it requires more material handling. Yeah. So in order to consolidate this advantages and disadvantages of garment dyeing, advantages consist of flexibility, quick response. We can use lot of dye shades. The lot size can be very small to very big, and flexibility is there in terms of what items we are dyeing together, and the rejection rates are comparatively less, the inventory cost is less, capital investment is less. We can create very fancy effects which we may not obtain in terms of the conventional dyeing. But if you consider the disadvantages, the laborious work will be slightly higher. Sometimes if the dyeing is not proper, we may need to sell for the seconds, and the formal look may not be obtained, the poor appearance will be there, and the dye matching may be slightly different. Okay, and it leads to more material handling. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the garment dyeing. Okay. As now we have seen the advantages and disadvantages of the garment dyeing. Now I just wanted to show one small video how the garment dyeing takes place in terms of the industry. We will be requiring the semi-stitched garments as like the one which is in the video. So we will be requiring certain chemicals and fixers, sometimes additives, color enhancers, various dyes or pigments to add the color. And then maybe certain chemicals like NaCl and other things, and along with the liquor, as per the liquor ratio requirements, MLR, the water concentration. Then all these things will be loaded, the semi-stitched garments will be loaded into a dyeing machine, whereas these garments are being loaded, and then the temperature and the dyeing profile will be selected, and then what happens, the dyeing process will start. First, it will rinsed with water such that it will absorb, and it leads to all the areas. Then the loading of dye particles and chemicals are going to be takes place as like any of the dyeing this thing. And once the entire complete cycle of the dyeing is done, then it will be removed from the dyeing machine. There are various types of dyeing machine. In further classes we are going to discuss in detail, and these will be sent for color or excess moisture removal and other things, and then it will be matched along with the shade or not. Okay, so that in this garment, along with the dyeing, the waterproofing finish is also given. Why? Because the garment is a weatherproof jacket. Okay, so from the white colors to the red color can be made directly. This garment, the white garment, can be converted into any of the dye shade which is required. Okay, if the demand is there for brown, it can be dyed with brown. Similarly, maybe yellow or maybe turquoise color or navy blue or royal blue or pink or whatever the shade is required, it can be dyed with respect to that shade. That is the major advantage of the garment dyeing. The raw material, the stock is same, but the colors can be of anything. That is the advantage of the garment dyeing. Okay. So that's all for the first class of this introduction to garment dyeing. So we understood that what is the scope and need of the garment dyeing, and then we understood that what are the various advantages and disadvantages of the garment dyeing. In the coming lectures, we will discuss what are the specific precautions we need to take and what are the how we can select the fabrics for garments. All these things will be, and along with that various garment machinery which are going to be used and their specifications and technical parameters and advantages and disadvantages of these machines and various problems associated with the garment dyeing, that we will discuss in the further classes. Hope you enjoyed this class. Happy learning. Thank you.